Hi everybody, welcome back to Three Sisters Homestead. Today we are in the garden. It is September 29th, so it has been probably a month since I made a video. I figured I would come through and show you guys the mess. Hurricane Helene wasn't supposed to have as much power as she did when she came through, but I figured I would show you guys what happened after she came through here. And this will also be the last garden tour because today we are going to go through and pull out all of our tomato plants. We're still going to leave quite a few things, but all of the tomatoes are going to be gone after today. The chamomile has been long gone. There was a Spoons tomato here. It's dead. So we'll have Spoon tomatoes here forever now. There's lavender. It's still kicking, but I think it's going to start to go dormant. And then our trellis, the cucumbers are dead. We tried to plant some more, and with the drought and Cheyenne being really busy, they just never got watered and they never started to come up. These two tomato plants, they're doing all right. We'll probably leave these two tomato plants, that one and this one. They're doing pretty good, still putting on a couple more tomatoes. The cucamelons, they're still looking all right. We'll leave these ones. There are quite a few on here. Four and I came through and picked a bunch last night, but I guess we missed a bunch of them still. All of the pumpkins and stuff that were on here, the squash, those are all gone. The zinnias, they're still looking pretty good. That one didn't get as much sun because of this tree, so that one didn't do as well. And over here, the salvia, still looking really good too. All of the collard greens and kale, pulled those out probably, 3 weeks ago. But the Swiss chard still looks really good. All of the sweet peppers, I pulled those out last weekend. Cheyenne just pulled out our Sugar Rush peach last night. She harvested all of those for me. Our cayennes, there are tons of peppers on here still. Popolanos we pulled out about a week ago when we pulled the sweet peppers out. Jalapenos finally look good, and there are plenty of peppers on here. She just harvested these last night again for me as well. And then our habaneros finally are doing something. There are a lot of peppers on here too. There's a couple of them starting to turn. The peppers are going to be left so that they start turning. And then these are all of our red peppers for crushed red pepper flake. But I think that's really the only thing that's going to be left that we're actually going to bother with at all is these 3 rows of peppers. Okay, maybe I lied. The okra too. The okra's still doing really good. This is the first year that we've had really good okra. Still putting on flowers. There are a bunch on here that have gotten way too big. We're leaving them for seed. Like, these are super woody. This one probably still good. Yeah, it's still soft. So these will need to be harvested today. And then the ones that are too woody, leaving for seed. So we're not pulling these out, we're leaving them so that we can collect them once they dry out. There's still celery that all needs to come out. The celery that we already harvested grew back. These tomatoes are all riddled with blight, and they've been really attacked by hornworms now at this point. We gave up on trying to really stop the hornworms. But these were all of our slicer tomatoes. You see this one, it's like really stripped of its leaves. And then this Cosmo got huge, fell over into the walkway. All of this okra looks really good. The green okra definitely has not been as good. This is Clemson Clemson spineless okra. This is the only one that we've ever tried to grow beside this year. This is Texas Hill Country. See it as a red and green. And then that one is just a burgundy. These two have definitely produced better than the Clemson spineless. So that would be why we've never had success with okra, is because this is the only one that we've ever tried to grow. And they always have grown like this. Real short, spindly, and only have 1 or 2 on them. Versus these ones, they branch out and have multiple branches and have more okra on them. So we'll definitely be keeping growing those 2 ones instead of just this. More zinnias. We're also saving seed from the zinnias because I am out of zinnia seeds. I'm gonna come through this spot here. Most of these things, the zinnias, got blown over in the wind from Helene, I'm not sure which way they're pronouncing it, but they all got blown over. This one got completely blown over. Honestly, I'm surprised that the okra didn't. But I think that the okra, just because they have such a thick stalk, that's why they didn't get blown over like the zinnias did. And then this one didn't either, so I'm not sure what happened there. This was the melon patch. We got like 1 melon. There are some little tiny ones. We just didn't get enough rain and we didn't water this enough to be able to produce very many melons. That little volunteer cherry tomato plant is really the only cherry tomato plant that we've had success with this year. And I will show you guys what's going on with that back there once we get back there. These, they're starting to die off, but these are the pink brand ones that we've been saving seeds from for like 3 years now. They are still loaded with fruits. You can see all of the tomatoes in there still, but they got pretty pushed over from the storm as well. But they don't look as bad as those slicers do. But I'm assuming that's because they're, like I've said in the previous videos, that they're adjusting to our climate. But they do still look pretty bad. I mean, it is the end of September. To be expected. And then here, we already pulled out our banana legs. Those were like super crunchy. You see, that's our pile of stuff that we pulled out. And then this was a row of Romas and I think Marglobes. So we're going to pull out these Romas today and the Romas back there. See all of the fruit that are on the ground. All of that's going to get fed to the chickens. Yes, that is a lot of technically waste that's not getting put into our canning, but I don't really see it as waste because it's going to be fed to the chickens and the pig. So it's not really getting wasted if it's being fed back into our homestead. And there's that zinnia. Well, that's a couple different zinnias, but that one got completely blown over as well. And here is the mess of Romas that all of this got blown over. These stakes, oh, I just stepped on a tomato. It squished everywhere all over my ankle. Gross. So these worked out really well, this trellising system. Just putting them on these stakes and then tying them up. But those winds from the hurricane didn't hold up to that. So, but usually we don't have that kind of strength left in a hurricane once it gets up here to Indiana. So I think we'll still continue to do this because that was, an anomaly. That doesn't normally happen. And then there is that zinnia all blown over. There is quite a bit of standing water on these because this here, these 2 rows, this was a tarp that I got off of, we live in a trailer park, and they brought in new trailers, and they had this on the roof of a trailer, and I asked if I could have this because we only had these 2 rows left, and I didn't want to buy more landscape fabric. This does not let water come through very easily, so we're going to pull these 2 out, and I will have to buy more landscape fabric for this. But we're also thinking about not even using this space for tomatoes and stuff next year. I think this is going to be potatoes, so we might just pull that out and not even replace that. But that will be coming out. That did not work. It's holding water. It's just me. Oh, they're barking at 4. But yep, see, we have quite a bit of work ahead of us. We did plant some squash in here. They're still very small. I'll leave that. We'll see if it gets anything, but we only have 2 weeks until our estimated last frost, so I doubt that it will produce something. And then we come back here to the cherry tomato and tomatillo row. This was my biggest disappointment of the year. So this still never bounced back from being hit with that herbicide. This is as big as that tomatillo got. This one is the closest to the field. So this one got hit pretty bad. It has only given us a handful of tomatillos. This one has given us more, but still not very many. This spoon tomato has probably been the most successful cherry tomato that's back here, but still not very much. You see, there are quite a few on there, but the kids think they're cool. So and then these are our silly little tomatoes, cherry tomatoes that we've gotten. That's as big as they've gotten. Look at this one. That one. This one. It's got 1 freaking cherry tomato on it. This is like those little reels you've been seeing on Facebook. People are like, this should feed us for the winter. Or after my $1,000 of investment into my garden this year, this is what my garden gave me. Yeah, this is that. But this is all these cherry tomatoes amounted to this year. They just never. I even tried to replant them, but nothing ever happened with them. So I'm very disappointed in that, because I had plans for what we were going to do with all these cherry tomatoes. But, you know, it is what it is. Each garden year is different. These baby Romas did start to do better, but their skin was so thin that they split as soon as they were ripe. But this tomatillo is pretty well dead now and got pretty damaged from the storm. But this one gave us the most. So we are going to go with that this variety is the winner for the tomatillos. Going to see. This one is Rio Tomatillo. So I guess that will be the one that we grow from now on, because this one survived being hit with the herbicide damage and it produced the most. So that will be the tomatillo that we grow from now on. And then the asparagus bed, guys, it got so taken over by weeds that I'm not even sure that there's asparagus in there anymore. Oh, I spy a garden friend. Hello. We'll just leave her or him there. We're not gonna mess with her. I'm gonna holler at 4 to come look. I'm gonna stop this so you guys don't hear me screaming. I was just recording and I can't believe I spotted her just.
Try not to walk. Oh, you heard me.
I spotted her just back here.
Oh, cool. I had nest on it.
Yeah, he saw one over here and he was like, ew, what is that, babe? If you guys heard that, that is a rooster that we adopted. He had frostbite. They named him Frostbite, but we've been calling him Silver. So his crow sounds pretty funny. Isn't she cool? That's what laid that nest. Do you remember? You said, ew, what is that? Look, right here.
Pick it.
No. We're going to leave it there so that they hatch in the spring.
Is there more?
No, that's there. I'm sure there's a bunch around the property, but yeah, that is it. I thought I'd give you guys a quick garden tour before we pull everything out. This is the September garden. So yeah, I'm sure you guys that are watching this, you know, you've seen a September garden before. You know that this is the mess that it looks like at the end of September. It is what it is. So we're gonna get off of here and get to work, pulling our tomatoes out, harvest some stuff, and we have a long day ahead of us. So got my coffee ready, got our farm hand right here, and Aunt Shy, and looks like Dad, Uncle Nee, whatever you want to call him, brother Roy, and Ellie, Elizabeth are coming. So, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time. You want to say bye, for?